Welcome back to the Ramadan series. So today we're going to be talking about meal plans for muscle and strength, and I'm going to walk you through step by step because some of you guys have asked me like what meals do I need to eat, like what are the actual like ounces and things like that. So we're going to break this down in this video. So I'm going to walk you through a few different parts. Part one is going to be the basics of like meal planning and making sure that you're hitting the correct timing, especially when it comes to fasting, because we're fasting for long hours. So we want to be sure to fuel our body right after we break our iftar. So I'm gonna walk you through everything that I know basically and I do for my clients, and so that way you are able to build strength, keep your strength, and hopefully recover as well in addition to that. So let's get into it. All right, so part one is gonna be training basics. So these are a few things that we need to keep in mind, especially during Ramadan, as we are about halfway through Ramadan right now. So the first thing is gonna be, of course, making sure that we are timing our meals. So meal timing is extremely crucial. So make sure you're timing your meals, making sure that you're eating adequate amount of protein. Protein intake is especially very crucial for muscle preservation. So make sure you're eating your protein intakes as well, and you're hitting that, if not close to that. We can, especially right now, we can aim for 70% intake for your protein intake, and so that's going to be adequate at least for the month of Ramadan. We're not going to be able to get that 100% intake when it comes to your protein intake. And then the next thing to keep in mind is make sure that we're hydrating. Hydration is key, because the worst thing that you can do to yourself during Ramadan is to get dehydrated when you are fasting or even afterwards as well, because you're gonna feel sluggish, you're gonna be tired, maybe you will even get headaches and things like that. So to prevent that, we're gonna make sure we have electrolytes, we're gonna make sure we have adequate amount of hydration when it comes to that as well. So we are going to get into step by step when it comes to the meal time. I'm gonna start from suhoor all the way through post training meal. So all that is gonna get you through everything that you need in terms of eating well during Ramadan. Alright, so the first thing is gonna be, of course, suhoor. So that's gonna set us up for success. So this is the three key things that we're gonna make sure we have for suhoor especially. So the first thing is gonna be things that are gonna give us energy longer, so lasting energy. And then the second thing is gonna be something that's gonna make us full longer, so fuel is gonna be the second thing. And then the third thing is gonna be muscle preservation, so things that are gonna help us preserve our muscle as well. So, and then of course hydration is gonna come up next. So this is an ideal meal, especially if you don't know what to do, what to eat, and things like that. So that's gonna set you up for success. So the first thing that we're gonna make sure, of course, is gonna be protein. So here's the protein. So this is gonna be an ideal meal that you can have. So some scrambled eggs, maybe 2 eggs or something like that. You can add some egg whites there if you don't wanna, if you just wanna make sure that you're not overdoing just the eggs, or you can have like actual eggs on its own, and then you can add like some bell peppers in there, and then feta cheese, and then maybe some spinach, and you can just make it as scrambled as well. And then the second thing is gonna be making sure that we have healthy fats. So that's gonna be like maybe half of avocado, and some handful of making sure that we have some almonds and other things that are gonna have fats as well. And then the third thing here is going to be slow digesting carbs. So those are going to be maybe oatmeal, mostly oatmeal of course, and so with maybe chia seed and berries. So that would be an ideal meal as well. So this is going to be making sure that we are having those things that are going to make sure that we preserve our muscles, B, we're going to have energy longer, and then the third thing is going to be making sure that we're going to be fuller for the fasting period. And then of course hydration is going to be maybe half a liter of water with electrolytes, or maybe just the bottle, whatever you can intake. And then making sure that we are also on our fasting hour, we're gonna make sure we are focusing on recovery as well. So we're not doing too much while we're fasting, and so we're preserving our energy as well. So next we're gonna get into iftar. So that's gonna be up next. So next is going to be iftar. So this is when we're opening our meal. We're going to focus on quick releasing energy sources. So there's going to be like quick releasing carb and something like that. So of course, we always open our iftar with dates and water. So maybe 3 dates, some water, 50 milliliters or so, and then making sure that we have some electrolytes in there. You can also do coconut water if you want, or lemon water or something like that, just for that as well. And then the next one is going to be, of course, the main meal for the night. So your main meal could be something like grilled chicken, maybe 6 to 8 ounces. If you can't do like the whole 8 ounces, you can do maybe 6 or even 5 ounces when it comes to the grilled chicken. brown rice, because rice is quick releasing carb as well, or sweet potato. So those are going to be your carb sources here as well. And then so you can do that maybe 1 cup or like a half a cup or whatever you can intake. And then the next is going to be veggies. So you can do steamed veggies like broccolis or other steamed veggies, and then you can add a little bit of olive oil dressing, because that's going to be your fat source as well. So we need that as well. And then of course, like I said, make sure you're hydrating, so you can add some coconut water, other flavored water. You can also make a protein shake here with, you know, with fruits or something like that, which I really like, especially for iftar. So you can also do that as well. And then next up is going to be either post-workout or post-tarawih meal. So that's going to be coming up next. So this meal is going to be either post-tarawih meal or post-workout meal, whenever you work out. That kind of depends. So this is going to be the options for this meal. So this is going to be, we're going to focus on making sure that we have protein here. So of course, having some protein shakes, 1 or 2 scoops, and then you can add a little bit of creatine in there, maybe 1 scoop. Of course, the creatine, the scoop that's in there is also 5 grams, which is the daily intake that's, you know, suggested. So you can do that as well. You can also make this as a shake as well if you want to. You can add some almonds, you can, which is gonna give you, you know, the healthy fats in there. You can add some bananas or other fruits in here as well. So you can make that as a shake and then have it post-workout or post-tarawih, or you can even take it with you during tarawih and then have it afterwards as well. And then another option here is gonna be a Greek yogurt, honey, and then you can add some berries and chia seeds here. So this is gonna be like a maybe yogurt bowl here as well. And then if you're still hungry or you're still craving some food after this, you can add, you know, a rice cake with almond butter or peanut butter or something like that. All right, so then next up, we're gonna talk about hydration as well as supplementation, which is really, really important as well. All right, next let's talk about hydration, because one of the main challenges, especially during Ramadan, is to stay hydrated and not get dehydrated, because that's when you get, you know, the headaches, that's when you get, you know, fatigue and weakness and things like that. So hydration, of course, is gonna be from when you open your iftar. So that's gonna be, you know, iftar time through suhoor. We're gonna aim for 1 liter of water throughout the night. So you can either have like a jug with you or something like that to kind of make sure you're drinking as much water as you need. And then the second thing is gonna be making sure that we're adding electrolytes here. You can also add, you know, something like I said, coconut water, and then you can at the iftar time you can add some lemon water or something, you know, a little bit fancy with cucumber or whatever you like. And then also making sure that we are taking our supplementation. So the supplements is gonna be the main supplements that we're gonna be focusing on. I'm making this a little bit more, you know, easier. So the first one is gonna be, of course, whey protein, that isolated whey protein, creatine, which we need to take that, you know, post-workout or post-tarawih time. And then the next one is gonna be your vitamins. So that kind of depends on what kind of vitamins you take, but I would suggest you to take, you know, some multivitamins, making sure that you have some zinc in there. Make sure that you have, you know, we also need some magnesium in there as well. Maybe we have, you know, some D3 with K12, because a lot of us, you know, we are deficient in vitamin D, but when you add that with K12, that actually helps us absorb as, you know, faster than if you just take vitamin D on its own. And then the next thing is going to be making sure that you have some fish oil, because that's going to be helping you with, you know, the brain fog if you have any of that as well. So that will be the supplementation slash hydration. Next, I'm going to talk about a little bit of key takeaways and then also what's coming up next. Alright, so finally, this is literally a full day of eating for you, so make sure you guys are taking notes, make sure you guys are saving these videos and sharing it with your friends as well. So make sure, these are some key takeaways, especially on this episode. So the first one is going to be suhoor. It's going to be focused on slow digesting meals, or some protein in there, of course, healthy fats, carbs that are going to be a little bit long lasting, so something that's going to fuel you a little bit longer. And then iftar, we're going to be focusing on, you know, breaking fast slowly and then fueling our body as the night goes, making sure that we are refueling and rehydrating our body, and then make sure we have some protein intake there as well, because when our body is been fasting the whole entire day per se, it's really craving some protein. So make sure you're giving it that protein that it's craving as well. Post tarawih is going to be a protein packed meal, so this is going to be light. It's going to be more of refueling slash, you know, recovery meal of some sort. So this is where you can add your, you know, creatine, your protein. You can make a little bit of, you know, a protein ball or some if you like that as well. And this is going to be light, but, you know, something that's highly protein packed as well. And then this is when you can either take your vitamins as well, or you can do your vitamins at suhoor time. And then lastly is going to be the hydration. So hydration is key, making sure that we're drinking at least 1 liter from iftar through suhoor, and so that will be what's going to be fueling us. And then also we're going to add some electrolytes in there as well. And so this is going to be literally everything you need, especially when it comes to eating. So if you're not eating well right now and you're not fueling your body, make sure you're after using all these keys that I gave you guys. And so on the next episode, by the way, also it's going to be the last episode of Ramadan. Alright, so next week we're going to be talking about post-Ramadan nutrition and fitness game plan. So make sure you come right back here as well. And then also I created a guide where I put everything we talked about on the Ramadan series on my Instagram. So if you post or if you comment any of my posts the word guide, then I'm gonna be sending you full guide on your DM. So make sure you do that on my Instagram, and also make sure you're following as well. Also make sure you guys like this video. Go ahead and go through the Ramadan series if you haven't been watching. I'm gonna create a whole playlist where you can find all the videos that we've talked about this month, and then save it maybe for next month, or save everything that we've talked about as well. Make sure you guys also like this video. Make sure you comment and let me know what you guys want to see next. And then also, in addition to that, make sure you are supporting the channel, and then send this channel to your friends and family so that they can also, you know, follow the channel as well. In the meantime, there are the one-on-one coaching links and everything else that you guys need is going to be in the description below. So make sure you find all the resources that you need in the description below as well. Until next time, make sure you wake up, take action, repeat. Bye!